Let's talk anime. Hello and welcome to Brandon's Discuss Anime, the Reckless Amoeba podcast. I am your host, Brandon Horvath, and with me, as usual, are my friends, Brandon Falinger.
Why do I have to be here?
Don't worry, buddy, we suffered together.
I wanted Ryan to watch it and come back later.
Yes. Ryan Stillkill is also with us.
Oh, hello.
Lucky bastard hasn't looked at this shit.
We will be getting into said anime a little bit later, but first, some discussions. Guys, anything.
Hey.
Oh, Disenchanted comes out. Netflix, Eric Andre voice acts on it. It's made by, Matt Groening.
Oh, that series!
Yeah.
I've seen a few
It should
clips of
be
it.
out. Should be out pretty soon, actually. Oh, it came out, I guess last week.
As of this recording.
Are we in the future in this recording?
Yes, this will
Yes.
probably...
So last week.
Yes. It came out mid-August 2018.
Yes. It came out today for us, but for future us, it came out last week.
Or 2 weeks ago, depending on when I post this.
Yes.
So, did you hear about them sending Earthbound to space to become
The
Earthbound?
game?
Yes.
Really?
It was part of some,
I
not
just started
NASA,
playing
but
again.
where is it? Oh, the Earth to Sky Calculus, which is a California independent science club. They launch weather balloons up for like atmospheric purposes, and every now and then they're like, hey, what should we put on this weather balloon? And Earthbound won. So an old SNES cartridge was blasted. How far was it? I think something like 50,000 feet.
It went to the moon.
But surprisingly, it still works.
Oh, wow.
Now I wonder how much that's gonna go for as far as like what sending it up there and having it come back makes it worth monetarily.
Yeah.
Unless it's somebody's and they're like, no, I'm planning on keeping this.
Yeah, but you're not gonna keep it forever. You're gonna die.
Oh, yes.
What's it gonna go for when it goes on eBay?
The SNES cartridge that was at the moon.
Well, no.
Space.
Here's what you call it. You call it Spacebound, Earthbound.
Ooh.
Done.
Oh, wow.
Done.
That is good, dude.
That's the sequel to Earthbound. That's the sequel to Mother 3. Nintendo, you have that for free if you want to make a sequel to the game. Go right ahead. Or should I say like a third sequel, I guess, at that point.
Yes.
Jeez. That's cool, though.
I have nothing to add for this one.
Oh, really? You have nothing to add? No
As far
other
as-
stories, no other news articles we want to cover?
Not that I'm remembering. You're talking like there's something, and I am blanking on whatever the hell it might be.
No, because we usually go for a little bit longer than just one or two things.
I got nothing.
Okay, so it seems like bantering will be a little bit short this week. Yay! More time to talk about today's anime.
Are you hitting your head against your desk?
Yes. I can't make myself pass out. I gotta deal with this, I guess.
Oh, yes. Yes. You originally told me that I would not enjoy this anime. I think that's how you originally brought it up to me, and that you wanted to share the torment with me.
I didn't think that meant me having to watch it again. That was not my initial intent.
Ooh. Today's anime is CASSHERN Sins.
You turn into a bull there?
So Ryan, CASSHERN Sins.
Casshern me outside. How about that?
CASSHERN in the
I
Rye.
prefer that to this. I would prefer that to this.
CASSHERN in the Rye.
Casshern in the eye.
Also
Kasha?
preferred. It would be a better series.
It's no good.
So, what's your idea of CASSHERN Sins?
Normally we talk about anime we like here.
Casshern Sins. Wow. I don't know what the first word means, but whatever that word means. And then sin.
Well, there is a lot of
I don't know.
kind of sitting involved. Oh my god, this is so dumb.
Casshern in the Rye. It already sounds like a terrible show, to be honest.
Yes, CASSHERN in the Rye would be a far better series than this, and we're gonna piss some people off, because as I was watching this on YouTube, which is the same place, I don't think
That this is getting posted.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned last week that I think you can watch Beyond the Boundary on all your regular places, but this is officially up on YouTube by Funimation. So
There you go, Ryan. You don't got an excuse. Go watch it.
I think my mom's calling me.
Oh, wow. Lucky bastard.
yes. This had a anime series and a manga at roughly the exact same time. Granted, the manga ran like 3 months longer than the anime, but both were from October to March 2008 to 2009, with the manga lasting 3 months longer, stretching into July. So, relatively recent within the past 10 years.
The last decade.
Yes. And what makes it so much good was, it was on the revival of Toonami.
It was one of their startup series when they came back. And because I wanted to support Toonami at the time, I made myself watch it.
And then, after a while... But wait, was Toonami on Adult Swim on for... I thought Toonami on Adult Swim became a thing in like 2013-ish.
It did.
So...
CASSHERN was one of the licenses they got to work with.
Okay, never mind. That was... I'm just looking at the original Japanese date. Yeah, stupid, okay. But not as stupid as this series.
How stupid is she?
Oh.
You have no idea.
So many plot holes.
Where to start?
Stop trying to knock yourself out.
Where to start?
Well, I'm just going to give the brief overview of this. This is about a
Keep it brief.
android?
Wait, let me just add this first.
Oh, wow.
We're in a post-apocalyptic world. I'm just gonna give you that setting now.
Okay.
Continue
Yes.
then.
This is about a android. It's never really stated what he is.
They were created, not born. That much is stated.
Yes. Named CASSHERN, who is wandering the land, kind of with amnesia, to do something. And I'm not making that up. He really doesn't know what his purpose is. He just knows everybody wants to eat him so they can become immortal.
That's
Also, 99% of what you're seeing is robots that want to eat him.
Yes.
They're robots.
like
Light
box.
yeah, like
boxy looking
boxy
ones?
light bulbs for your eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, those are like my favorite kind of robots.
But again, they want to eat him
So they can
with their
become,
non-existent stomachs.
So they can
That
become,
doesn't make any sense. That's dumb.
Yeah, think?
so they can become immortal. Because there is something around called the Ruin, which is kind of like some super rusting cancer?
It's not even just rusting, because it's affecting the world around it. Like, even the plants and shit. Like, CASSHERN's in a wasteland half the time.
And even though there's other robots around, they'll say, oh, don't go out in the rain, you'll rust. But this Ruin is like super rust. So much so that it like turns anything it touches into rust.
Oh, wow.
Don't ask how
That's
it spreads. Nobody knows. Don't ask exactly what it is. Nobody knows.
And they won't tell
That-
you.
It just
Do
exists.
you ever find out?
No.
No.
That's so fucking lazy.
I
You
just
think?
love the cold open of the first half of the series, which is a flashback to the events pre-series that lasts 1 to 8 seconds long.
What?
So much so is, CASSHERN, your blood is changing me. Smash cut into the title sequence. Can we
Which
talk
is shit. The title sequence is shit.
Still Frame Fiesta?
What is that, the name of his band?
No, you're literally getting nothing but still frames. There's no movement in the intro.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just still shots.
Dude, how fucking lazy are these people?
The best you get is some, like, slight lighting change. I think that's the best you get.
Maybe some ripples on the water, all symbolic.
Ripples on the water.
And, okay, on his journey around,
Let's
CASSHERN...
also, hold on, let me add this. Alright, so CASSHERN is in, like what he's dressed in kind of reminds you of something out of the fucking 80s with a giant ass-popped collar. It's all white. He's got a big red C on his chest so he doesn't forget what his name starts with.
And his young female, sometimes traveling companion, always likes to trace the sea with her finger.
So,
And his main traveling companion, for like the first 16 episodes, wants to kill him because CASSHERN killed her sister. But she does not remember it.
CASSHERN doesn't remember it.
I thought you said he doesn't remember it. I mean,
You said she.
Oops.
You said she.
My bad.
I just want to say CASSHERN's a dumb fucking name.
You think?
This show sucks.
You think?
No. Wait until...
You don't know how bad yet. It
Wait
gets
until we
worse.
get to the main villain, kind of?
What is it, a cup of water?
No. It is a... Well, I'm just going to drop his name
That
now.
would be a better anime.
I'm just going to drop his name now. Breaking Boss.
Does he sell cocaine? And is he bald?
Breaking
No, although
Boss.
I'm pretty sure that he's a bison reference. he is an M. Bison reference,
Because-
especially at the end of the series.
Yes, when he puts on an M. Bison-like cap before he fights CASSHERN.
He gets the big red cloak.
Yes. Luze kind of near
You
the
say?
end of the series falls in love with CASSHERN once we find out her sister really isn't dead. Even though everybody was saying she's dead, and then suddenly around episode 15, oh wait, she's alive.
Wait, her sister is dead.
Luna.
Like, her sister never came back.
Luna was her sister.
No, she wasn't. Her sister was a guardian of Luna.
So wait, how many seasons did this show have?
One season.
24 episodes.
24 episodes of hell.
Yes, and along with Luze and the occasional Ringo and OG.
Good old Ringo Starr. And OG, the old man.
Yes, which can be translated into Japanese as grandfather. I
Yeah,
think.
OG's son. I feel like it was a lazy choice of names.
And speaking about lazy choice of names, he has a traveling companion dog. For the first few episodes, also wanted to kill him, named Frander.
Let's also not forget, like, the first half of the episode, CASSHERN loses control of himself if he gets hurt. Like, it seems like it's a self-defense mechanism that kicks in, but it's never really explained what it is.
His eyes glow green. His helmet that he sometimes wears gains a, like, mouth guard faceplate kind of thing, and he goes full-on berserk. And I hate to bring up a good anime here, but I think he would give Saitama a run for his money.
No.
Saitama would just punch him in the head, dude.
I have yet to see CASSHERN do anything that would be similar to what Saitama can do. On a, like, bad day.
Yeah, dude.
Like, come on. We've all seen him when he fought Boros, and he wasn't even being actually serious, and he ripped the clouds apart.
Yeah. That's like what I didn't understand. I'm like, why did he just punch him? And
Like-
I didn't know, I guess he's like toying with him.
CASSHERN does nothing akin to that shit.
CASSHERN is always full-on berserk.
Do
And
you?
when he's not, he's full-on brooding.
Oh, okay.
Who am I? I can't remember my past.
Oh, does anybody know my past?
Why does everyone want to eat me?
Eat CASSHERN, devour CASSHERN.
That's literally the lines, by the way. That's not cut or, like, made in any way, shape, or form. Those are literally the lines that are spoken.
CASSHERN, devour CASSHERN.
Like, there's, what was it? There's also, there are a couple good episodes, alright? I'll be honest, there are a couple, and it's the only thing that makes this anime not
Tolerable?
a fucking zero.
And I hate to say this, but some people on YouTube actually enjoyed this anime due to the comments on the Japanese version of the last episode.
I'll be honest, look, as far as, like, examples of good episodes, right? There's an episode where CASSHERN helps an artist to, like, repaint the town,
With
which
his
has been,
colors.
which has been painted a single color every time there's been a new ruler, right? It even shows, like, them scraping away the paint and seeing the different layers of paint that have been there. So this guy wants to paint the entire town silver. And of course, there are jackasses that are like, no, this town is meant for us to just die in. Stop trying to live your life. To which they point of, like, and the artist is also in, like, a wheelchair because the ruin has taken his legs at this point. So
Like
they start beating on a
diabetes.
cripple artist, and CASSHERN ends up losing his mind, killing them all, somehow coming to before he kills the artist. And then, as the artist is laying there realizing, like, he's not going to be able to do anything else, he tries to hand CASSHERN a fucking, the paintbrush. He's like, paint me in my color, please. And his arm just falls off with the paintbrush in hand, and he's like, well, that explains why my arm wasn't feeling too good anymore. I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually a decently sad episode, alright? This is fine. There's another one where you got, like, a singer who comes in, who's been trying to get to this one place where she saw...
Oh, this song!
Yeah, you say that, right? It wasn't bad because this was like, halfway through the series. Because once you get halfway through the series, everything goes to shit. Like, more shit than it's already at.
No. The song. The fact that they reuse it.
Oh no! I know! That song isn't used until like the last 5 episodes again.
And it's used in every one of the last 5 episodes.
Every time there's even something remotely emotional. It's not a bad song either. The song's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just they're hammering it over the head. Hey, Brandon, play Darude Sandstorm.
Play Sandstorm. And it's just, Eminem Stan with,
Thunder and lightning.
yeah.
My fucking god.
You Stan.
But yeah, he ends up trying to bring a singer to a place that she hasn't seen since she was like, I assume, first created. Because that was what inspired her to become a singer or something, is hearing somebody else sing there. So she makes her way back to there, gets to sing her song before she dies. Again, decently good, like, story. Because it has, again, all of the parts that are good have nothing to do with CASSHERN. He's just kind of a side character in that episode.
I kind of like the Belle episode.
That's also a decent one.
Yeah. But didn't at one point the antagonist of the episode want to turn CASSHERN into a bell?
Yes.
Adele?
A bell.
A bell.
I know.
Yes, like, ding ding, ding ding, do you hear that noise? Ding ding.
Yeah, Belle. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure it is.
Yes. So, there's one thing. CASSHERN has 2 siblings. I'd say they're siblings because they were built at the same time as him.
And by the same person.
Yes, so they're all these super robots, Dio and Lita.
Yeah, Dio's back, and I feel like it's an insult for the JoJo Dio. I really do.
Yes.
I feel bad for Dio.
And one thing about the character design, okay, let's say CASSHERN is in this spandex suit type of deal, but he has these 2 bulges from his hips. They were only used once as boosters, you said, Brandon, and
Yes.
that was about the only point of them throughout the entire 24 episode series, maybe about 5 or 10 seconds.
They're literally looking like they're laser pistols that are
Yeah.
upside down and facing behind him. Just like randomly mounted on his thighs. And they were used as boosters in a single fight. And never used again. And Dio, who's supposed to be like, essentially an exact replica of CASSHERN in like skills, abilities, and stats and all that shit. Aside from looks, he's essentially the same. Never uses his.
And Lita, the Tolkien female of the trio.
Also, she's an Amazona. She's fucking tall.
She kind of has swords instead of pistols?
It's what it looks like, and she actually uses them, to give her some credit. Like, they look like pills on her side, but she can pull them off, and like, they don't come apart, but like, they pop out, and there's a blade that's there between the 2 sections. They're not very useful swords, but
Yes.
she at least uses them.
Yes. And back to Luze. She wants to kill CASSHERN, but after finding out, like, some of the stuff, she's like, wait, I am in love with CASSHERN. Randomly.
There's an entire, like, I think it's like episode 15 or 16, where there's an entire point of that's kind of like a clip show where she's like trying to come to terms with this. Was it 18? I thought it was close to 10.
And I just found it so weird because she's looking through a building in a very modern looking city that's apparently all in her mind. She gets like approached by some random black guy who says like, "Hey baby, what's wrong baby? Wanna come with me baby?" And so she just randomly leaves with this guy.
And sleeps with him, even though she doesn't have any kind of like organs or sexual organs or anything in order to sleep with him. And then she kills him. Again, all in her head from what I can understand.
I don't know why.
Let's also point out, alright, so, not Lucy, what's her name? What's the token female's name again? I forget. Leda, Dio, and CASSHERN, alright? So the guy that created them, the entire point of their creation was the idea of, hey, humans have something that one-ups us robots. And at this point, robots had kind of overthrown humanity, and there's like only a small amount of them alive at this point. Also, humans have advanced medical science enough that they are immortal at that point as well. So robots are like, oh, humans have the one up on us still. They can procreate. So the guy that created CASSHERN, Leda, and Dio created them in order so that they could procreate, but for some reason they're considered failures, which is never explained why they're failures. They just are. And so they were used as killing machines instead.
And the thing is, Ringo, who is a toddler, OG found her inside what appeared to be a pregnant robot as an infant.
Even though robots don't have babies. It's canon.
And
that they don't have children.
And by the end, Ringo is a teenager.
Yeah. No, she grows up.
She's a robot. Is she?
She bleeds, apparently, too.
Yes.
But we've seen her with rust on her.
And she bleeds. So, I have no idea.
What is she?
Oh, it says here, it is hinted in the last encounter with Leda, she may have been the baby in Leda's womb.
She said that was a dream. And they were failed experiments, so why could they even?
I don't know.
I don't even think that's real at that point, because, like, the dialogue points at it being false.
I don't know. And then
also, wouldn't OG have known what she was immediately, considering he created those three?
I don't know. And then religion gets...
Oh yeah, religion gets thrown around out of nowhere in, like, episode, what?
14, 15?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, it just gets steamrolled right into your face. It's like, oh, now we're going to be talking about religion.
Like, oh man, God would have done this, or this is my sin from God. And I'm sitting here like, aside from the title of CASSHERN Sins, there has literally been nothing relating to religion. Well, I'm sorry. In episode 2, there was a cathedral at one point.
Yes.
A broken down, rotten cathedral that was nothing more than a set piece.
Oh.
Aside from that, nothing involving fucking religion whatsoever.
Can we talk about the robotic lovers from episode 2, when they were like, oh, we have each other, so we're ready to die. And then the whole town is saying, oh, we're ready to die.
They had all accepted that they're all going to die eventually. They had accepted the fact that the ruin is there and there's no way out.
Oh wait, is that CASSHERN? If we eat him, we can become immortal. Devour CASSHERN! Eat CASSHERN!
That leads to a whole other problem in that what part of him is going to make you immortal? Like, if you take off just a tiny little piece, does that make you immortal? Or, like, do you need to eat the whole of him?
And these are even the more human-looking robots. Like what I call the robot lovers. Like, the woman half is still like, no, I'm prepared to die. I'm prepared to die with Friender by my side.
Friender, the robot dog that's got a fucking stupid name.
Who wants to kill CASSHERN for like the most of like the first 3-4 episodes?
I mean, CASSHERN did eventually kill that entire village, including his owners, so I mean, he's got reasons. But his name's fucking dumb.
Yes. Oh, and before we get more into this, do you want to know why it seems so 80s, Brandon?
Please, do tell.
It is a reboot of a 70s anime just called Neo-Human CASSHERN.
That explains the style. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't hate it. I hate kind of like, my least favorite part of it is the eyes, because 9 times out of 10, those eyes are just vacant and dead looking.
So, basically, the original one was...
Also, half the people have the same face. I should also point that out.
Kind of this situation of robots are now becoming more sentient and starting to think for themselves, led by Breaking Boss, who kind of pulls a Dr. Wily and says, I'm going to unify all robots against humans because humans are scum compared to robots. And then CASSHERN is the only human who can stop them. So he gets turned into an android by his parents with his dog Friender, who is like Rush from Mega Man, who can turn into various helpful machines.
It sounds like a shit Mega Man ripoff.
It was actually the 70s, so this is before Mega Man. And,
it sounds like a shit Mega Man ripoff.
And Dio was in it kind of as a Proto-Man, from what I hear.
Like, here's the thing. The worst part is that CASSHERN, like, within the first half of the series, has some very, very decent ideas that could become potentially something good. Then we get to the other half of the series where he gets his memories back and everything goes to shit from a plot standpoint. Because now you have all these plot holes that just keep being introduced, opened up, and not making any sense.
Oh.
That includes the fact that there are apparently robo-babies when it's been established that robo-babies aren't possible.
In the original,
it's kind of ridiculous.
In the original series, Friender can transform into a jet, tank, or motorcycle and has the ability to breathe flames.
None of which is apparently in this anime.
No. Since Friender is super violent with, like, slashing things in half.
Also, there's points, right, where they mention about the ruin. Apparently, CASSHERN isn't affected by the ruin. Nothing touches him, right?
And Friender
isn't touched by the ruin. And you want to know what happens when, like, CASSHERN gets trapped and Friender's on his own for an episode? He runs into another robot who doesn't get touched by the ruin. And you know what they say at the end of the episode? Aw, man, he's just like Jin. I think it's their strong, what was it, like, commitment or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Where it's like, that's the reason that the ruin doesn't touch him. If only I had that. It's not commitment. Let's see here. I got it somewhere. Convictions. It's their strong convictions. That's what makes them unaffected by the ruin. Explain to me how that works. Because I don't fucking understand it. How does conviction mean anything to a goddamn disease?
Yeah. Unless it's like the flood from Halo, where it's like sentient almost, where it knows what it's doing.
Their unbending beliefs are quite possibly unaffected by the turning of the world, causing them to be unaffected by the ruin itself.
So
Makes so much sense.
Do you have any questions for us?
I don't...
He's speechless.
That's how we are.
It's so bad.
Yeah. So does it just follow CASSHERN? Or
Yep.
they're...
Yep.
That's it?
CASSHERN and whoever travels with him, whoever is unfortunate enough. Let's also... Alright, look, so the whole idea, right, is that, here's what we find out. So, what we've been getting in, like, the first few seconds of the episode, the flash...
Hold on, let me just say, I've made a note that the cold open of episode 9 is just CASSHERN grunting for about 2 seconds, smash cut into the title.
Yep.
What?
Title!
Yeah, no, that's the thing that happened.
So, I bet if you would tag all the cold opens from the first 12 episodes together, you'd probably get 40 seconds of footage.
I'm also going to say that I think a couple of them overlap each other, so it's probably less.
And I think 1 and 2 may be the same damn thing.
It wouldn't surprise me. Right, so here's what we get. So that opening that he just discussed, right, is the flashback of the event that causes the entirety of the ruin.
Okay.
Right? Which is CASSHERN killing this other android called Luna. Supposedly what Luna was doing was that in a world that was full of immortal beings, she was giving people the gift of death. And when CASSHERN kills her, he unleashes death from inside of Luna to the entirety of the world.
Oh, wow.
Now, that makes you think, why the fuck is there a robot that has death inside them? Who would create that and why? We get to a point where they discover the, lab that Luna's creator was at, right? And there were, 3 other little, toddler-looking robots that were quote-unquote her siblings, but weren't as good as Luna. Ringo, the little girl that was traveling with CASSHERN, ends up being gifted with these Luna's nanocells, quote-unquote.
Like some Fabergé egg thing.
Yeah, it looks very pretty, and it's got multiple colors, and it's fancy looking.
And that's never brought up again.
It's given to them at the end of the episode, and it's never talked about again. Never seen again. There's nothing ever talked about. The only thing we get is that OG's gonna stay behind for a bit and study it, but he never talks about it when he comes back.
So, what about that egg thing? Oh yeah, that.
That was nothing. It was just a shiny rock. Literally, there's something that seems like it's a huge plot point is just thrown to the side. It means nothing. So, why did somebody create a robot that has death in it? That could, if destroyed, bring about a fucking apocalypse?
Russian hackers.
It gets better. It gets better, too. Because now we find out that apparently Luna survived that attack for some reason.
And that CASSHERN's blood somehow changed her.
I don't think that's the case. It's the fact that death is no longer inside of her body, I think. Maybe it's because they mentioned, the males of, Dio and CASSHERN can, give cells, whereas Leda is meant to accept the cells in order to create life, in the whole procreation idea, but I don't look. That's assuming that it just took blood to do that rather than, people doing the naughty.
Yeah.
Which is, again, you're robots that bleed, what the fuck?
And this series...
Unless you're sex robot.
And this series tries to be so pretentious, but it just falls flat on its face sometimes. I think near the end, somebody said, "Oh, only fools dream fleeting dreams." And I'm like, what does that even mean?
It could be worse, alright? Fate's had some bad ones. Granted, they make more sense in context, but there's some bad ones, people die when they are killed, alright?
Wait, where was that from?
That was, I believe, in the first Fate Stay Night. And I believe it was from Shiro.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it's bad. It's dumb. It makes more sense in context, but it's still dumb.
And that was such a good anime.
Oh, it is. Like I said, it makes more sense in context, but it's still an isolated line that is fucking stupid. What you're talking about doesn't even make sense in context.
What I got out of CASSHERN SINS, and since I enjoyed it, it pains me to say that, but I enjoyed it slightly more than you did, Brandon.
You were telling me you had like a 25% of, it's not that bad. And the more we talked about it, it started dropping.
Yeah, it dropped to like a 15, and okay, so I'm gonna say maybe this is like an 18, but what I got
way
out
too
of
generous. Way too generous.
I know, but even though we are doomed to die, we must find the joy in life, and because we die, we are truly alive.
Did we forget to mention the fact that Luna's somehow survival is never explained?
Oh, yes.
She's just back and it never explains it. She says she was reborn, but never explains what that means or how.
And somehow, for some reason, Breaking Boss wanted, and this is a big spoiler here, CASSHERN to kill Luna and bring death about everybody.
I don't think that was his entire goal. What I got out of it was that Breaking Boss didn't want somebody else like Luna, like, rising up. Because Luna was getting a following that might lead to civil war between robots. That's kind of what I got out of it, is that he wanted to avoid civil war by assassinating her. Whether or not, like, the ruin wasn't something he expected. Also, Breaking Boss never loses the smirk from his face other than in one scene. Otherwise, the entire series, he's doing nothing but smirking.
Oh, and speaking about things like that, and I know the whole running joke of Dragon Ball, oh, it's crappy animation until it gets remastered on DVD or whatever the thing is, but I noticed it was either episode 1 or 2 in one wide shot. CASSHERN didn't have a face.
There's plenty of those. Like, every time there was distance on the characters, there was so little detail on anything.
But I mean, like, CASSHERN straight up did not have any.
Yeah, I know. There's other ones too. It's not just CASSHERN. That was done on a couple of them, and Liusei was one of them, I believe, as well.
I must miss that. Ugh.
Like, every time there was a distant shot in this anime, there was next to no detail or even no faces. And it wasn't even like they were so far back that you couldn't fit them. Like, there was just nothing there. Also, let me also put out how many times they've reused the stock picture of a close-up on CASSHERN's face as he talks, with a different background.
Oh.
'Cause there are many.
Oh, and during battle, we want him to talk, but we don't want to animate his mouth. Mouth visor.
But yeah, Luna's alive for no reason that's explained. CASSHERN eventually decides, you know what, I'm not gonna kill Luna again and potentially fix whatever the hell just happened. I'm gonna go off with Liusei, OG, and Ringo for a while until OG dies, OG dies, Liusei dies, and then he's just gonna go and yell at Luna for a little bit and say, oh, it's fine, you can keep doing what you're doing, but if you guys ever forget what death is about, I'm gonna come back and kill you. And he leaves Ringo alone, even though she's a toddler.
With Fender.
Yeah. After like I'm gonna say like 6 episodes beforehand, he goes, Liusei and, Ringo are very special to me. I want to make sure they're gonna be okay. So I'm gonna fucking leave Ringo alone as a little toddler.
And at the end, Ringo is saying, CASSHERN, I wait for your return.
So, something along the lines of, yeah, when everybody is like me, that's the day I'll get to see CASSHERN again. The fuck does that even mean that they're all gonna be like you?
This series is, ugh.
I give the series a 5% that it's good, and it's only because of those few episodes in the beginning where CASSHERN is a side character and has nothing to do with the plot, other than just he's a guy listening to the actual main characters.
I mean, there's a message here but it's so buried under so much crap.
Well, but what about the song, though? The song was so good, because it would hammer itself over your head every time there was a potentially, like, a heart-jarring moment, you know? It's such a great one.
Yes. Yes, that song kind of boosted up about 2 or 3 points.
The song's good. I have no problem with the song. I hate the fact that it's every single episode at the end, just over your head, just being beaten by this song constantly.
And even in the Japanese dub, it's an English song.
That's neat.
I don't have a problem with the voice acting either. The voice acting's fine.
Yeah. Although I didn't listen to the English dub to compare to.
I did. I listened to the English. Wow, we reversed. That's interesting. I listened to the English dub. It's fine. I have no problems with the English dub. But, like, it's everything else. It's the story with plots that go nowhere and shit that just gets talked about and then forgotten, and then the other shit that's brought out of nowhere to be slapped you in the face. It's the animation where it's, like, really, really lazy at points and just, like, reused animation almost constantly.
Sounds like just a lazy show. Like, I don't know, production-wise and
I would say
everything.
this could have easily been done in like 12 episodes.
The worst part is there's potential in this premise, and it's just squandered. Like, it is just thrown to the wind, stomped into the dirt, and then shot in the street. Like, there's potential, but it is just dead. Thanks to whoever, like, decided to take care of this work.
And from its roots as kind of a crappy Mega Man-esque thing,
It doesn't even stay true to those roots either.
yeah. And Breaking Boss really doesn't show up until the last half of the series too. And he's supposed to be the main antagonist.
Supposedly, like...
So he's only in a couple episodes or something?
Yeah, basically.
He's, like, in 2 episodes of, like, the first 12, and then I think he's in, like, 6 episodes of the last 12. And even then, like, most of the time, it's only, like, we get a brief glance at him, or a couple, minutes of him talking.
So I would say maybe no more than 40 minutes of this 24 episode series.
Yeah.
So, was the real villain Luna or Breaking Boss? Because Luna doesn't...
Well, I mean, hold on. I don't think we even mentioned Dio all that much. The fact that, like, everything he wants has to do with just beating CASSHERN. Like, that's his every other word is just, I need to beat up CASSHERN. I need to prove I'm better than CASSHERN. I need to make sure that my tiny little dick feels better because I beat up CASSHERN. Like, it's his entire point of existence is just, I need to beat CASSHERN. Even the lady is sitting there, like, trying to manipulate him into making an army to fight CASSHERN. Or even, like, to take over, really. But, like, it's not until she mentions the word CASSHERN that he even pays any kind of attention. It's like, Dio, I chose you over CASSHERN. And that's the only thing that catches his attention. Like, it's so pathetic.
And the only real thing that satisfies Dio is hitting CASSHERN with a blow that could potentially kill him if CASSHERN didn't have the ability to regenerate.
Like, that's the thing, too. And after, like, that is the first time that he thinks of something besides beating CASSHERN, which is like, oh, hey, go take care of later or something for me. Like, that's basically what he says. It's the first time he says anything not having to do with CASSHERN.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
This was not a good one.
Yeah. Sounds.
Ryan, you should totally watch it. It was super great.
I might actually watch it now.
Like, seriously, man, it's the fucking room of animes. You should watch it.
I apologize to everybody that likes this anime.
I don't. They all have terrible taste.
Please tell us why you like it and how you like it.
You all have terrible taste. Explain to me how you can tolerate this. Oh wait, terrible taste. That's right.
And we lost our 3 viewers.
That's perfectly fine. If they enjoyed this anime, they didn't deserve to be our viewers.
Oh.
Back to square one.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. What's that I see? We lost 3 viewers, but we've gained like 50 haters. I'm okay with this.
Yes, mostly because we record on a toaster.
Yep, underwater in
Have
a
you checked
submarine.
toast? It might be burning.
Did I tell you that, Ryan? Somebody actually commented, like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, wow, do you guys record on a toaster? Hey, whoever said that, thanks a bunch for subscribing.
Enjoy your toaster talk.
Toaster talk.
Speaking of which, that should be our next podcast. Toaster talk.
We rate toasters.
Yes. We rate toasters, we review toasters, we make sure that the toasters actually toast. And we see if it can toast cheese.
You know what they say, all toasters toast.
They do say that.
Oh, God damn it. It'd be a better anime than this.
Well, I think I hear my mom calling.
No. Brandon, alright, here's what you gotta do. You live closer to Orion, so you need to abduct him, tie him to a chair, duct tape his eyes open, and force him to watch this. And suffer as we have suffered.
Yes. But next week, we won't be suffering. We'll be watching good anime again.
Dominator's set to exterminate.
Yes. The only way to stop criminals is with criminals of your own.
This will actually be interesting. I'm curious how Orion's gonna handle it.
Yeah. And I wonder how he'll react to tomatoes in a blender.
I haven't gotten to that part yet. I'm gonna have to hope I get there soon.
Okay. Laters then.
Yeah.